Hey everyone, welcome to another video spotlighting an indie RPG. Today we'll be talking about Ardenfall. Let's begin with the overview. Ardenfall is an immersive RPG made by Spellcast Studio set in a world of intricate politics and ancient cultures. Explore flowing plains, rain-drenched wetlands, and forgotten dungeons full of dangers. Meet countless interesting characters with unique dialogue and quests, and leave your mark on this mysterious world. This game will remind some of you of Elder Scrolls due to the first-person perspective, skills you'll unlock, and how dialogue is handled. Let's get into what this demo actually offers. First thing you'll do, as you'd expect, is to make your character. You'll have your choice of 3 races: Karu Elf, Nayar Elf, and Obsidian Dwarf. Each race grants you some different racial abilities, so it is important to pick the correct race for the playstyle you want. You'll get 22 attribute points to distribute between strength, agility, intelligence, endurance, and charisma. You will also choose 3 major skills. Those skills will range from everything you'd expect from armor types, types of magic, speech, different types of weapons, and such. If you care about cosmetic customization in a character creator, you will be slightly disappointed here. There are not many options, though you will mostly be playing this game in first person. I should mention there is a third person perspective option if you so choose. I played this all in first person. Let's now move on to the gameplay, and starting, we will talk about dialogue and reputation. As you walk around the world, you will meet various characters. You will get to talk to all of these characters. During dialogue, you may be able to express your background. If you choose those background options, you will get a unique dialogue as well as a little experience points. As you hover your cursor over a character, and while you are in dialogue with them, you will see a little face next to the character's name. This face is a visual representation of your reputation with that one character. The first character I met was Geki. Geki? I'm not sure how to say it. His rep with me started as neutral, and I chose to be mean to him. So that made my rep go down, and that was visually represented by that face I mentioned. It made like a little frowny face, angry face. Also, he yelled at me that he didn't like me. You're actually able to run into this character again, and he turns into a fence where you can sell any stolen stuff you collect. He was still being rude to me at the time I ran into him again, and I didn't like that, so I killed him. You're able to kill all the characters you meet in this game, at least in my experience in the demo. The last small feature I can mention is in dialogue there will be highlighted words. You may hover over these words to get their definitions. I think this is something that's very welcome and appreciated. And last thing I can mention, there's also a bounty system. It works as you'd expect. Break the rules and get a bounty. If you have a bounty, you can pay it off, go to jail, run away, or fight. I think with that, it'll be a good time to talk about the story and questing. As you meet characters, learn different things, they give you quests like any RPG. You do the quest, and then you turn it in. There are multiple different ways to do quests. In this demo, the main quest could be done multiple ways. For example, there is even a violent ending, where everyone in the village ends up dead because of something I did. I won't spoil that thing I did, but it happened. I was surprised that it rewarded me with having the thought I did have. Honestly, bonus points if an RPG lets me be evil and is rewarding me in its own way for that. The reward I got for this evil ending was I was able to take a lot of loot. In terms of the story, there's not much I can say so far because this demo was only a small part of the game. What happens initially is you're on a boat, that boat crashes, you wash up on the beach, and you have to figure out what to do. We've seen this before in RPGs. RPGs love crashing your boat and putting you on a beach with nothing or starting you in jail with nothing. You can, but once you get out of this beach, once you crash your boat, whatever, you can basically do whatever you want. You can run, swim, climb in any direction, pick up quests, don't pick up quests, steal, loot. Honestly, like I said, do whatever you want. Ultimate freedom. There is a main quest in this demo. Like I said, I got a violent ending, but there is 5 different endings. There's a peaceful ending, a violent ending, and kind of some ones in between. But the main quest sees you finding a way to free a giant fish that is lodged in a rockway, because that is the only road between 2 villages. So the villages cannot travel between themselves. Now with that, let's talk about combat gear and leveling. Big part of the game. There are few different types of weapons in this game. Swords, great axes, bows and arrows, and magic staffs that shoot elemental spells. There's no way to cast spells without a staff, a scroll, or a slate. Slates are like these rock tome looking things, so you can't learn spell and shoot magic out of your hands like an Elder Scrolls game. You do need items to do that. The potency of the spell you do cast from those items is dependent on your stats. There's health potions, stamina and intelligence, regeneration potions, potions that boost attack speed. There are throwables that, for example, cause poison damage to an enemy or stun an enemy. There is friendly fire, so if you do throw a stun potion too close to yourself, you will get stunned, for example. My experience was that this game is a bit challenging in the combat, at least in this early game section of this demo. This demo only takes you through a few levels and then you stop leveling up. I died quite a few times. You must use all of these items I listed to ensure your survival. Gear is also something to mention that can help you out a lot. I got a ring that boosted my attack speed, and I thought that was a big game changer for me because I was able to do more damage quicker and out damage the enemies. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cool gear with cool effects in the full game. We'll just have to wait and see. Another thing I can mention really quick is traversal, so traversing this world. A big part of this game is exploration, no surprise. Not only in what you see in front of you, but also above you. I got a lot of levitation potions in this small part of the game. You will want to use those, but without spoiling, that's all I'll say. You just need to look up, you'll see some stuff, you'll want to use that levitation potion to go up, go explore it for yourself. There's also speed potions, and these make you go really fast. Like, if you've ever played Morrowind, and you get, the cheese where you can boost your speed and fly, and you go like super fast, the game can't even load. Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. That's how fast you can move in this game. I also found a necklace that allowed me to jump really high, so the game gives you choices on how you want to traverse this world. I found a puzzle as well. Not really a puzzle, a jumping platform little puzzle that was only available at night that led me to a chest. So you will have to be on the lookout for things like that. Explore areas all times of day. This was my favorite part of the game. Levitating, exploring, climbing, jumping. This part I had so much fun with. Let's move on to one last part here, which is accessibility and options. This game has no difficulty options. The game is just one difficulty. I did die in this game a few times, as I mentioned before, but the only reason I did die was mainly because I fought an enemy above my level. So just be sure to fight enemies that are around the same level as you, or exactly the same level as you, or lower, unless you want a challenge. Graphics settings range from low to ultra. This is not a demanding game. I'm sure you've realized based on the gameplay that I'm showing you. I'm sure a lot of people can play this on ultra. I had to lower the graphics a bit to record my gameplay just to make it look the best it could. So my gameplay might look a tick worse than what you can have. There is a unique graphical setting called retro mode. It gives this game a pixel look. The setting description says, that this will take you back to 1995 or something, end quote. Charming. You could play this whole game in retro mode. I don't know if I would, but you could. I should also mention the controller support, which I think is a relatively new thing added at the time that I'm recording this. I use an Xbox controller here. I think it worked fine. One criticism that I had was the default controls did not have the jump button mapped to A. That's just, I don't know, I kept hitting A to jump, it wasn't jump. So I had to remap. You can remap all the buttons, no problem. There is a quick slot wheel when you use a controller, as well as normally with a keyboard and mouse, but with the controller it's more relevant. The quick slot wheel can take a moment to figure out when you are using a controller, but all you have to do is pick what you want to quick slot, hit the trigger to put it in that quick slot, hit the other trigger to use that item when you pull up the wheel in combat, for example. So controller support is there. I did play with a controller. Another criticism is of the controller is that I'd like to be able to pull up the definition of highlighted words while using a controller in dialogue. I wasn't able to figure that out. So I always had to grab my mouse and hover over the highlighted word in the dialogue to get the definition. So I hope that's ironed out. So let's wrap up with my final thoughts. I don't know if you could tell, I love my time with Ardenfall. Is it going to scratch your Elder Scrolls itch though? I think yes. This little tiny indie RPG made by a very small team in Seattle will scratch your Elder Scrolls itch. It is more Morrowind than Skyrim, I must say. Perhaps it is unfair to mention this game in the same breath as such a legendary title as Elder Scrolls. But from what I've seen in this little pocket of the game, you'll be able to do whatever you want, however you want. You will explore this reactive world, you will have big impact on it. Every NPC has its own reputation meter. Different areas have reputation meters. The ending to just this demo changes the world for better or for worse. My questions are, how long is this game? How powerful can my character get? Will two characters play vastly different? Will every area have a similar storyline that we played in this demo where I got multiple endings for just the one area? I like this demo so much I got every single Steam achievement for it, which is only 12, and I played 2 different characters. I've gone on long enough about this demo. Let me know what you think and if you'll be checking this out. Thank you so much for watching another Indie RPG Spotlight video. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. Talk to you guys later.